What is going on, guys? Noah here with CustomRCMods. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the workshop. If you guys are new here, my name is Noah, and welcome to the CustomRCMods community. I try to put out new videos almost every single day, so make sure to subscribe and show your support, as well as click that little bell icon if you'd like to be notified every single time I post. So yeah, with that out of the way, it's time to get into today's video, which is all about my charging setup. I was going to make this video including my battery setup too, however, that's a little bit more niche and I've got a lot of batteries to go through, so we're just going to focus on my charging setup here down in the workshop today. And as you might notice here, just getting things started, it's right in between my two main workbenches here, and as you can see, it's like right in this crawl space cut out in my basement. And this is really nice. It gives me that added peace of mind that I'm not going to have my charging interfere with any of these like hot glue gun or soldering iron that could, obviously wreak havoc on my batteries. And it's just a lot safer to keep everything separated. So if you guys are looking to build a charging setup, that's one thing I definitely recommend. Also, another thing about this is that these are concrete walls that won't catch on fire if there were to be an incident. Of course, all the stuff behind it would be up in flames, and it really wouldn't help. I was actually thinking about putting cinder blocks back there behind everything. However, if I do it in the current configuration, that's obviously going to take away a lot of the depth this shelf has to offer. So I need to go ahead and rearrange a few things, and that will probably be the best setup I can have for this, just because then everything will be isolated just in case we do have a problem. But yeah, safety is the number one focus of this setup. You'll see that time and time again. I do have a lot of things that I do. I've had some LiPo incidents in the past. And if you guys are looking for safety tips for your setups, make sure to go ahead, comment down below. I can give you a few as well. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get right in the chargers. Waste no time here. This is the first one right here. It's the Hi-Tech X1 AC Plus. And this is the very first LiPo charger I ever got back like in 2016, a way long time ago. When I first got into charging LiPo batteries, I switched over from nickel metal to LiPo batteries in my cars. And this kind of came along with it. It was a $60 charger, single output, 6 amps, 2 to 6S compatibility. It's nothing really special, but it definitely got the job done. And being from a name brand like Hi-Tech, I put a lot of trust in it. And yeah, so I recently got into parallel charging, as you can see right here as well. On this charger more specifically, I actually got a Hobby King parallel charge board, and it's just very simple, no fuse protection, anything like that, 6 outputs, and I reverse polarity fried that thing really quick. And that was a hard lesson to learn. That could have been really devastating. Thankfully, I was standing right there, and none of the batteries that were involved in that were harmed at all. It's just the board got fried. So I went ahead and went over to BuddyRC.com and picked up this pair board right here. Very versatile board. This is the BuddyRC Pairboard V6. It has compatibility for both XH and Thunder Power or TP balance connector types, as well as 2 to 8 cell compatibility. And none of the chargers I have here are compatible with 8 cell. So I went ahead and modified the little cable here to be compatible with my charger, of course. But other than that, it's fully fuse protected. We've got self-resetting fuses all around the balance circuit, which is really nice, and basic automotive fuses for the main leads. It also came with a few extra just in case I have a problem. That's going to be really nice just in case I ever have an issue. And with parallel charging, things do happen, and even the most educated people, accidents, they can happen. So it's really good to kind of protect yourself in that sense. So yeah, that's really nice. There are only 4 outputs, unlike the Hobby King one, which had 6. However, that's not a big deal to me because this is only a 6 amp charger right here. And basically, what I'm trying to say with that is that as soon as you get a few 2200s on there, you're at 6.6 amps with 3, 8.8 amps with 4, and that's already only about a half a C charge rate. So it's kind of defeats the purpose of parallel charging if you go over that amount in general. And this also does support daisy chaining your parallel charger boards together. So if I wanted to use one of these boards, I could just plug those 2 banana connectors in there, and we would be good to go. Anyway, that's about it for this charging setup. Recently, I decided to bite the bullet and upgrade. That's for a few reasons. Of course, this one is only a single output 6 amp charger, and so all of my batteries that I have in this 50 caliber ammo can really couldn't be charged efficiently. It would take me days on days to get all my batteries charged after a full afternoon of flying or whatever it would be. So I went ahead and upgraded my charger. Also, this one right here did have a few little balancing issues. I think it's falling out of calibration. I did some overcharging, like at 4.4 volts on accident, as well as I had a balancing issue where it kind of left the cells at like 3.8, 3.9, 4.1, and 4.2, and that was just really scary because that could have been bad. When a battery is either overcharged or out of balance, that's probably one of the most risky states it can be in. So I went ahead and did the right thing and got a new charger just for the safety of everything around me. So yeah, this charger right here is my brand new Hoda D6 Pro. It's an AC/DC charger, meaning that it has the power supply built in. That's what you get with the Pro model. It's a little bit more expensive, however, I normally charge AC. There's not a lot of instances where I'm really charging out of the field. Most of my charging happens right here or on the go, but AC only for the most part. So that's really nice. It's super nice dual channel charger, and just to put things in perspective, this thing is 15 amps per output. So compared to the X1 AC Plus, that is 2.5 times better, times 2 with the 2 different outputs, and that is really good. And now I have 3 different charge channels that I can get all my batteries charged up really quickly. So yeah, this is a really great charger. I can actually even wirelessly charge my phone right there up top. Which is a super nice added feature. I don't know how much I'm going to use it, but it's there if I do need it. And we have a USB output right there that I don't currently have plugged in because I don't really want to stress this charger more than I have to. As well as there's an USB input for firmware updates. It's really nice how Hoda went ahead and future-proofed this charger with firmware updates for the future, just in case any improvements are made. And yes, if you guys are wondering, this is the same charger as the HobbyMate D6 Duo. It's the same exact one. It's just under the Hoda brand instead. I believe there's one other brand that you can get it from, but this is the one that Race Day Quad sells. It was $120 shipped to my door, which I think is a really good deal. And I'm really happy with this charger. Now, these 2 balance boards are just like this one right here. They're from Buddy RC. And these are genuine Paraboard V3s. This is a safe model. Same kind of idea over here. We've got automotive fuses in the main lead, and then there's a whole circuit of self-resetting fuses for the balance circuit on each one of these boards. Now, you guys might notice these are smaller. They do not go up to 8S compatibility, and they only have the XH style of balance connector, which is no biggie for me. Of course, all my batteries are within 2 and 6S, as well as I don't really use any other style of battery balance connector as well. So that's good for me. And I went ahead and soldered up an XT60 connector here so that it plugged right into the Hoda D6 Pro's outputs right there. And yeah, we're really good to go there. I'm really happy with this. Went ahead and tacked them down with some VHB tape there as well, so that they wouldn't move around. And yeah, that's really good altogether. That's my main charging setup. Those 2 chargers will charge all of my multi-cell batteries, no problem. And I can do it fairly quickly. If I get home from flying at like 7 o'clock at night, I can definitely have all my batteries charged before I go to bed, which is a super huge big deal for me, because I don't really like to go to sleep or to leave my batteries unattended at a discharge voltage there. So that's really good. Now let's go ahead and talk about some other things that this charging station has to offer. And this one right here is a big one, especially if you're parallel charging. Definitely want to pick up one of these cell meters. They make all sorts of them. This one's from Buddy RC. It's the Cell Meter 8. And is super high quality. It is very similar to most cell checkers that you could get all around, but it's super nice. Has a servo tester built in, and I use it. Can go from 1 to 8S compatibility there. It's just really good. You'll always want to make sure that your parallel charge batteries are within a certain voltage of each other, so they don't have a issue balancing all together on the parallel charge board. So having one of these handy is very important. This one never leaves this shelf right here. It's always just sitting right up there where it goes, so I can always have it when I need it. So yeah, that's the main charging setup for 90% of my batteries. Also, I want to note over here, I use XT60s predominantly, of course, but on my smaller quads like the Gremlin, and on some of my smaller airplanes, I do use JST. So I have a whole line of these adapters right here that I can plug into the XT60s on the parallel charge board, and that is really good. Very simple and handy there. And I also have a single cell adapter for JST, so if I need to balance a single cell out on the battery, like a manual balance kind of run, then I can do that from there as well. I've had to do that recently when this X1 AC Plus kind of gave out. Alright, so now we've got the main chargers out of the way. It's time to go ahead and talk about these micro chargers. These are for my 1-cell batteries right here, and I've just got a USB splitter right here, something you normally plug into your computer, that I can go ahead and use these 4 little eFlight 1S chargers to charge up the batteries. These are for my Hobby Zone Champ, the smaller batteries, and the Sport Cub S are these bigger 500 milliamp hour 1-cell batteries. I also have a few for my Inductrix. And then these ones up here also work in the Champ, as well as like my little mini FPV screen that I use for spectating, things like that. It's really nice that you don't have to obviously use these on your main charger or anything like that. They can be separate, and since there's no balancing that has to be done, it's pretty straightforward and easy, and I'm not really concerned. They're pretty automatic. It's really nice just to have those handy. And obviously the chargers are only a few bucks as well. So yeah, now let's go ahead and talk about my power circuit for this charging setup. Like I said, safety is one of my top priorities, and I never want to leave my batteries charging unattended. And I also want to always know when my chargers are on. And so I went ahead and hooked them up to this power strip right here, which is hooked up to this power strip right here, which is the main cutoff for everything in my shop. So the soldering iron, the hot glue gun, obviously the chargers, or any power tools plugged into these two power strips will be turned off once I kill it, just like that. You can see both of my chargers turned off. I can no longer flick on my soldering iron or anything like that. And this is really good to go. But now we're going to go ahead and fire it up, and you can see both of the chargers are ready to go. Everything over here, the lights come on with it. The lights are plugged in to this white cord right here, and everything is just perfect. That is one thing that I'm doing to try to keep things safe. As soon as I leave, just flick the switch. I know everything's off, and I don't have to worry about anything while I'm upstairs or sleeping or whatever I'm doing when I'm away from the shop. So yeah, the last thing I want to touch on in this video, guys, is my little camera battery charging station. And these are pretty guest-free, so I don't have them on that same circuit there. But we've got a few batteries for my Osmo Action. I have got a micro USB so I can charge my DB Power action camera that goes on my quads. And a Hero 3 Plus also has a charger and some other things there as well. But yeah, we also have camera batteries, just stuff like that. Anything that can be charging all the time. Predominantly, of course, camera batteries. That is where that is charged. And it's really, really good just that to have that on all the time, so I can know I'll come down in the morning and my camera batteries will be charged. There's nothing to worry about there in terms of safety issues because those are all smart batteries and smart chargers that go inside of the cameras. They're not nothing that can really burn your house down at least if you treat them right. So yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. That is my full charging setup. Everything with those two main chargers, the micros, the camera battery charging station, and the entire power circuit all together makes a really, really awesome setup altogether. If you have any questions about anything I showcased today, make sure to go ahead and comment down below. I will be hanging out down there, and I'd be happy to address those for you. Without further ado, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the batteries video coming up very, very soon, where I'm going to lay out all my batteries and talk about what they're all used for. With that said, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.